So I think a lot of ADA gets looked at in the wrong light. There's a lot of ADA haters out there, people that don't think it's performing well, think that it's really lagging in the market, and it's not. It's doing what it's done historically. But the funny thing about this is I think the story of ADA doesn't paint the full picture. I believe ADA is extremely undervalued for what the Cardano blockchain is and how ADA can in fact be utilized. And I want you guys to hear me out on this. So we've gone through big steps forward in terms of the Cardano blockchain, especially during this bear market cycle, right? We've seen advancements in interoperability and scalability through multiple different facets like Hydra and side chains. And I believe Mithril is another one that helps increase the scalability and throughput of Cardano, right? It's a lot of good things that have taken place to prep the Cardano blockchain for big adoption that's coming. It's also very secure. It's never had, a big an exploit or downtime or anything like that. All these things that you would want, that all these other blockchains crave and are trying to do, Cardano's already done. Okay, it's for all intents and purposes a perfect blockchain. Obviously, no blockchain is perfect, but the key things that you want to hit on and have perfect performance in, Cardano has. Okay, and that anyone that tries to argue that, well, you need to get your head checked because it is what it is. So now you have this point where all these pieces of infrastructure have been put into place. And now you're starting to see some of these big partnerships roll out, actually utilizing the Cardano blockchain, not ones that are in namesake, but ones that are actually utilizing Cardano tech. And that's a very big deal because there's tons of other blockchains that they could go to and use, right? But they're using Cardano for key pieces of infrastructure throughout the world. That's a very telling sign. And guess what? Tech is valuable. Tech is extremely valuable. You want something that's going to function perfectly. So now you couple that with increased community activity. You have new holders coming into ADA all the time. You have basically a chain that leads in development and has for a very long period of time. So you have all these different pieces kind of laid out down here, right? And now these pieces are starting to get assembled together, but it hasn't really reflected in this performance and price yet. So there's two spots you can be at in crypto. You can be behind the game or behind in the game or ahead of the curve. Most people in crypto, they're behind in the game, right? Well, they'll follow these other assets after they've already pumped and think, oh yeah, I should jump into that one. And that's how people lose in crypto. You could also be ahead of the curve before things take off, before the industry realizes what's going on. And I think that's kind of where we're at in terms of ADA right now. Obviously, ADA has been around for a very long time. The Cardano blockchain has been around for a while as well, but not in its current state, okay? The Cardano blockchain is something that has been basically being built throughout these past two cycles. And now we're at a point of full functionality, and we'll really truly be at this point of full decentralization when the chain hard fork launches, right? Or when it happens. But people don't realize that. Most people are going to realize this when it's too late, when price has already moved, when it's reflected all these big things that have taken place. Cardano is what other chains search for and try to be, okay? Don't be blinded by the fact that there's, not major Cardano utilization right now, or it's not big and flashy, it's not in the headlines, because it doesn't pay to be, right? It's not funded by VCs, it doesn't have big companies behind it, it's not centralized. All these things that have moved prices of other assets, Cardano doesn't have, and that's okay. Because eventually it also removes the likelihood of getting your head dumped on or having your chain shut down or things like that, right? So that's why I think ADA is extremely undervalued for what it is. Now, you guys can, take that however you want. This is not financial advice. You guys can do what you want. You can always, everybody needs to have their own thoughts when it comes to this. And I urge people to dive further into Cardano. This is a big reason why I've liked Cardano as much as I do. And I'm not in it for the quick gains. I'd love if it moved that fast, right? But I understand that those aren't necessarily sustainable. But I know that when you're in at the ground floor, it takes a long time to build to the top. But eventually you get there. You can't stifle the tech that is Cardano because it's already begun to emerge. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.